we all thought he was going to die. No question.
Yeah.
And he was so weak he couldn't even raise his head from a pillow, and he pulled through.
Wow, that was something.
Oh yeah. And
Now he was a young kid.
How old was he then?
Well, he was, gee, I don't know, he was late teens, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah,
And that took a lot of people then. I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing to treat it with.
Right.
That's the way Mom had. You're all fortunate that I'm here.
Well, we'll be the judge of that.
We know.
Mom had pneumonia when she was pregnant with me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she told me, she said she had sulfa drugs.
Oh.
Yeah, they had sulfa
Maybe
drugs.
sulfa, yeah.
And she said they had no, and they didn't give me a chance. They said they could probably save Mom, but don't plan on saving the baby.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I
She
never
had-
knew that.
Yeah, she had a bad case of
Pneumonia.
pneumonia. And they, sulfa drugs, and she pulled through, and I came out like Spitfire. I was just lucky. She said, "Oh no, Diane." She said, "We had already planned that you were not going to be."
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Wow.
It really was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Now, do you want to hear some other stories? No, I thought you knew that.
No,
one.
I never did
You
hear
told me
that.
Yeah.
Or I was mad when, well,
Yeah.
no, I never. Wonder if she told you that late, or when did you hear that
I
story?
didn't hear that when I was a kid.
Right.
I heard it later, because
Yeah.
we were talking about how antibiotics, something
Yeah.
brought up something, and
right.
she said, I was so sick before you were born. And that, she told me about that, and I never forgot it.
Of course not, but
No.
she never told us, yeah.
Well, thank heavens.
Or there would have been a bigger
I'm-
glitch between you and Harry. Then you would have really been
A
questionable.
fourth. Oh, yeah.
No, but I think, Mom was strong and
Yeah.
was a healthy, but
Right.
she had no antibiotics, and they just chalked it up. They said no, and she said there wasn't any like heartbeat or anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh. Well,
that's
didn't
why
you?
my neck hurts.
Well, I always tell the kids about the Christmas tree burning in your house. Were you born when Dad had the story of the Christmas tree burning? I bet you weren't born
I
yet.
don't think so.
Yeah.
Do you remember
But we
this?
used to have a
I
Christmas.
remember hearing about the
Oh,
story about
yes.
Christmas.
You
Yeah.
don't? Oh, yeah. They had candles on the tree. It was the old house.
Yeah.
Were you in the-
I remember vividly the
This-
Christmas procedures
Right.
were that everybody waited on the second floor to come down to see whether Santa Claus had come.
Right.
To see
Right.
Dad carry that through.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We did, yeah.
And you came down, and the tree was always in the reception hall there, right inside the door, and the parlor was the next room.
Right.
You hardly ever used the parlor. Keep it
Sure.
clean. But one Christmas, we all lined up upstairs to come down, and I guess I must have been a tadpole about that time, but I do remember coming down the stairs, no Christmas tree. Santa Claus had not come. And
What?
somebody in the outfit, it must have been my dad, had the sense of humor, because there were sliding doors between the parlor and the reception hall,
And they came in.
and they came up there, opened.
Oh.
Here is the tree, right, decorated in all
Oh,
place.
that was a great story.
Yeah.
That's a good story. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good
And
story.
then there was coal underneath.
Yeah, a bunch of coal
I was
for all
always
of them.
convinced I was going to get coal
Coal,
every
yeah.
year.
Oh, That's a cute
Oh.
story.
Hmm.
But I think there was a fire. It might
There
have been
was a
before
fire.
Merle's time. Yeah.
I think that's right. I
Yeah.
think there
But
was.
it-
It's
back in-
it's when the house burned down.
It burned down?
It burned their original old house down on Hershey Road.
that didn't
Yeah.
burn down. They lost it.
Yeah, that's always been there.
Oh,
It
no,
was a
this
brick
was
house.
one
Right, it was a
before
brick
that.
house.
This was
That might
before.
have been before that.
It was
I don't know.
before that. Dad
Yeah.
said they had a fire.
I think before I came along.
I think it was before you, because it was like
they
when.
lived in what we call the engine house.
Okay.
It was really an elongated garage, enough for
Uh-huh.
a couple of cars to park in, not necessarily beside each other. But it was a garage of all uses, and it ended